Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So friends, in this video we will have our discussion on the 12th house and its lord's placement. So just because friends, I always have a backstory for the topics which I select for my uploads. So we are very close towards this upcoming lunar eclipse. Also in Bollywood there is one movie trailer which has been released over where Lord like the Guru Shukracharya's life has been emphasized. So a lot of people have been talking now about the hidden powers, the power of the penance, sadhana. I also saw recently one of the established and very recognized Vedic astrologer. He also talked about in one of his reel about how to determine from the 12th house that is it going to take you towards indulgences or towards the penance. So I just thought there is a lot of the overlap of the 12th house energies all around me, so we can have our quick discussion on the 12th house as well. So okay friends, before we will start our discussion, we will first pray to Lord Ganesha, who is the Hindu god of auspiciousness, good omens, and who presides over all the knowledge of mystic sciences known to humankind. So Om Vakratund Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvignam Kurumadeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. So now friends, to begin with, now when we talk about the chief entities connected with the 12th house, to begin with, first house is visible house, 12th house is the end of the chapter, end of the journey. So that means the hidden realms are seen from the 12th house. So anything which takes you away from the nitty gritty of the life or the drama of the life. So that means foreign settlement we see from the 12th house. Isolation. Now this could be isolation, could be it's because of your own choice that you want to follow, pursue the path of the dharma, of the sadhana, of being in a ashram, or this could be that you were being imprisoned or you did something because of which now you have to serve the sentence. So isolation is seen from the 12th house. Expenditures we see from the 12th house. Spiritual liberation is seen from the 12th house. And also friends, in this video we will also talk about, like for example, different locas, level of moksha, fortune in a foreign land, or because of the support of strangers, unknown people, or this could be any specific sadhana connected by the planet. So now friends, the very first thing is that, as you can see over here, that the nature of the 12th house, which is called as the Vaibhav, right? So the final house of the zodiac governing endings and the dissolution. It is also a Moksha Trikona Bhava as well and a Dushtana Bhav at once. So because of which its importance somehow increases when it comes down to the liberation prospects. Now friends, chief attributes, we have already talked about that. This is the house of the where of the expenditure. This could be the expenditure of the money, expenditure of the energy, of the resources that leave and do not return. Even in the Prashna Kundli, if the 12th house is emphasized and the question is about finding a lost item, you might not see that item again. Ekantwas, isolation like solitude, hospitals, ashrams, monasteries, confinement. Moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Videsh, the foreign land, travel, residence, and settlement abroad. We see from here. Nidra and the swapna means sleep, dreams, and the subconscious mind. And the Pitra Rin, ancestral debts and their resolution, is also seen from the 12th house. Now, friends, let's say, for example, let's look at it first briefly about that. If your 12th lord is going to be placed in different houses, what does it indicate? So, let's say, for example, if your 12th lord is placed in the first house, it will tell about like self sacrificing nature, identity might be tied to the foreign residents, and these are those people who also participate a lot in the charitable acts. And again friends, a lot is dependent on the nature of the planet as well. So this could be a case that if you are a Aquarius lagna, your first and the for example the 12th house is being ruled by the same planet, then it is going to be working in your favor. But when we talk about, for example, if you are a Capricorn lagna, and Jupiter being the 12th lord, if it is placed in the first house, then over there it is going to get debilitated as well. So that's how you have to do the analysis. But this is a placement which somehow tells about that the unknown will somehow find you. So for sadhana, for meditation, for charities, doing good deeds, and self-sacrificing nature, with this placement is going to be highly rewarded in native's life. Now, friends, let's say, for example, if your 12th lord is placed in the second house, it tells about expenditure on the family, on the speech, and it also tells about that you might earn the wealth through foreign projects or being abroad. When we talk about 12th lord being in the third house, it can tell about loss through siblings, or you might have kind of a reckless nature as well. See, for this we have to take into consideration which planet is placed over here, the nature of the planet. If it's a planet like Mars, so there's going to be a possibility that your headstrongness might be responsible for like severing ties with people. Like because of your outburst, you always end up losing friends and people getting offended because of your aggression. It can also tell about interest in the occult writing and communication. If your 12th lord is placed in the fourth house, it can tell about loss of comfort or property, or foreign land becomes the home. There is a possibility of that. If the 12th lord is placed in the fifth house, now friends, the only concern over here is that it is somehow a Sharashtra combination. So this can tell about loss via speculation, or like the major losses in the life might happen because of the mistakes done by the children. But when we talk about spirituality, finding or attaining that trance state, whenever you do anything, any spiritual practices and all, that is going to be possible. The native is going to have very meditative mindset and might have very spiritual tantric level of intelligence as well. Like he knows how the whole mechanism works. 12th lord in the sixth house, friends, expenditure will resolve the debts and disease, and you might get a chance to serve in the foreign land as well. Now, friends, if your 12th lord is going to be placed in the seventh house, so your spouse might be from a foreign land. You might have to endure when the 12th lord's dasha will come and it's placed in the seventh house. There might be some sort of losses in the partnership as well. And it is also going to be giving you provision to do business abroad as well, overseas market. When we talk about 12th lord being in the 8th house, it's kind of a Viprit Raj Yoga. It tells about occult mastery, sudden relocation, transformative losses. 12th lord being in the ninth house, friends, it tells about that the father's fortune get affected, or this can also tell about that the father might settle abroad. And this is a very strong dharma moksha link, friends. 12th lord being in the 10th house, friends, so you might have like the career opportunities come in the foreign land, international overseas clients, working with the top multinational companies, many chances to travel abroad or deal, meet people from different background and all is going to be possible. And your career in itself will become like a karma yoga for you. 12th lord is in the 11th house, friends. It tells about the gains will dissolve very quickly, and the income will be spent on like elders or in the foreign networks. Like you might be very hospitable person, like who wants to be responsible for good hospitality, or you want to cater entertain your friends and all. So that we get to know from this placement. 12th lord being in the 12th house in itself, so it's in the own house, strongest signal for moksha and the foreign settlement. See friends, when we talk about these difficult houses like 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, if their house lord is placed in the house in itself, that is one of the best placement, because otherwise the problem connected to the dushtana bhava starts affecting the other house as well, where the lord is going to be placed. So now friends, let's look at it in this way. See, when we talk about the Videsh Yoga, right? So foreign settlement and the success abroad prospects. So the 12th house is the primary significator of residence away from one's birthplace, working alongside the ninth, which is the foreign culture and the long journeys, and the seventh, which is about crossing boundaries, and the fourth, which is the change of the native land. So the classical indicators, friends, which we give attention is that if the 12th lord is placed in the ninth house, seventh house, or fourth house, it can give you chance for the foreign settlement. 12th lord in the 12th house in itself, or especially with the ninth or seventh lord, could be responsible for that. Rahu individually in the 12th house, or Rahu conjunct the 12th lord, could be responsible for that. 12th lord placed in the Kendra Bhava from the Lagna or from the moon can give you strong foundation stability in the life, where foreign element will play a very critical role. And the Parivartan, exchange between the 12th Lord and the ninth, 7th, or 4th Lord, could also be responsible for residents being in a foreign land or successful foreign settlement. And also, friends, when we talk about the Adrishya Sahayata, like, help from the unknown, this is what I was repeating. So, the 12th house is the house of the unseen, Adrishya. When its lord is well placed and benefit expected, the native meets unexpected support abroad. Strangers who become benefactors, institutions offering opportunity without prior connection, or right place, right time circumstances. This is the role which 12th house only can play, not even the ninth house. Because with ninth house, you have earned something, you have done some ritual, you have some wisdom, you have some good merits. 12th house is like help from the unknown. So this is read as accumulated poor punya, merit carried from the past lives, stored in the 12th house. Now, friends, when we talk about dignity of the 12th Lord, especially when we talk about your prospects in the foreign land, so if it is strong and well disposited, like exalted, own sign, friendly sign, so success, recognition, and prosperity in the foreign land is possible. Growth is steady and often aided by unforeseen circumstances. The classic signature of help from unknown quarters. But if it is going to be debilitated or afflicted by Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, or 6th or the 8th Lord, there might be struggle overseas or sudden reversals of the fortune, isolation without any support, or financial drain in a foreign setting. The same house that could liberate instead entangle further. And trust me, friends, sometimes people who get kidnapped, people who have to go for the foreign asylum, and then some problem happens, all 12th house being in a or 12th lord being debilitated or afflicted. Now, friends, when we talk about the two qualities of expenditure, like for example, will the 12th lord will give you bhog or will it give you moksha? Because it has the capacity for giving both. So every 12th house outflow, like money, energy, attention, carries one of these two qualities. And it has to be read from the Lord's dignity and its relationship to Jupiter versus Venus Rahu. Because Jupiter is the main indicator of the moksha, and this could be slightly Ketu as well. And Venus and Rahu can give you bhog. So for the indulgences, friends, like this could be sense pleasure, bed comfort, addictions, spending that binds the soul further into the samsara. Associated with Venus and Rahu, overpowering the 12th lord without Jupiter's aspect or contribution. And when we talk about the where, like expenditure for the moksha, so over there, the charity, tapas, sacrifice, temple building, funding others' education, all the good deeds, right? Unconditionally, you are helping someone without expecting anything in return, not even a good word of mouth, not even in any appreciation. So that is the 12th house potential. So spending that liberates the soul and converts loss into the merit, which helps you in this lifetime, some other lifetime. So it will be in these conditions, you will see that it is going to be strengthened by Jupiter's aspect or the 12th Lord's conjunction with the 5th or the ninth Lord. Now, friends, when we talk about the locas, like for example, I mentioned this thing, right? I saw the trailer of the Mahakali, this movie, upcoming movie, and one of the lead actor playing the role of the Shukracharya, talking about the locas and all. So I just took us like a slide over here, so you can see that a 14 loka cosmos surrounds the Bhuloka, Earth. So the 12th house, ruler of the unseen, ties the soul to these post-liberation destinations as believed in the Hindu Sanatan Dharma. Like this could be Bhuloka, the physical earth plane where we are. Then there is a Bhuvar Loka, Swar Loka, Mahar Loka, Jana Loka, matlab Gyan Loka, Tap Loka, and the Satya Loka. So from the physical earth plane to the atmospheric realm of the minor spirit and elementals, people who do tantric kriyas, they very easily access the spirits from this loka. Then the heaven of the Indra, realm of the great sages, then the sons of the Brahma, then the ascetics, transcending subtle desires sustained by tapas alone. And then comes the purest of the abode of the Brahma, moksha attained directly without return. And friends, the lower ends and the astrological correlation. So the seven lower lokas like Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rastal, and the Patal belong to the Naga and the Asur beings, realm of the subtler material enjoyment rather than the hellish suffering in the Western sense. So here we talk about Means it's not like the way in different faith they say that you will be burned, you will be tortured. So here it has given more attention towards the foundation rather than the elevation. So how the 12th lord's company points towards this. So if the 12th lord and Jupiter is strong, so the journey will be towards the gyan, like the knowledge, wisdom, tapa, satyaloka, genuine spiritual ascension. If it is going to be in conjunction with the unafflicted strong moon, so swarloka, pleasant heavenly reward, and still within the cycle. So, like you are still here, right? You're still here. If Saturn, which is dignified, so Maharloka, type detachment through discipline and tapasya. You are here, realm of the great sages. Now, and if it is Rahu and Ketu, which are afflicted, it can pull you towards the lower lokas, unresolved attachment, premature detachment without any full realization. And the life, suffered through pain, illusion, depression, anxiety, and all. So now friends, the four levels of moksha, which has been talked about as well. Salokya, residing in the same realm as the divine, retains individual identity and location in proximity to the god. Then there is another level of the moksha, Samipya, nearness to the divine. So here you are residing in the same realm as the divine. You have reached that ashram, that Vakunt lok, but you're still not nearer to the deity. But over here, you have that nearness as well. So, intimate closeness, constant presence of the Ishta Devata. Then there is a Sarupya, sharing the divine form. The soul takes on divine attributes, as in Puranic accounts. Like the way many followers of the Neem Karoli Baba also used to say that he started looking like Lord Hanuman in itself. So the soul takes on divine attributes as in the Puranic accounts. And Sayujya, complete merger, dissolution of separate identity, the drop merges with the ocean. And a fifth informal category, Jeev Mukti, liberation while still embodied, the self realized while Prarabdha karma plays out in the body, as opposed to the Videhe Mukti, liberation at death. And friends, like this is also very important to understand in which all cases the 12th house can give you isolation, seclusion, and the ashram life. So as you can see over here that the 12th house also rules bed, ashram, hospital, and prisons. Its lot placement shows the quality of a person's solitude, like a chosen retreat or involuntary confinement as well. So chosen retreat means the 12th lord in the 12th, 8th, or 4th with Saturn, a genuine pull towards the reclusive, ascetic, or monastic life. The native may deliberately seek isolation as spiritual discipline, ekantwas. But involuntary isolation, 12th lord is afflicted without Jupiter's aspect. Then the incarceration, hospitalization, social estrangement, like solitude experienced as suffering rather than the chosen retreat. And the 12th lord with moon, solitude tied to the emotional withdrawal, dream state, or genuine meditative absorption, dhyana, depending on the moon strength. Friends, in my case as well, being a Aries Lagna, 10th and 11th lord, Saturn is in the 12th house. Ever since Saturn has moved to the Pisces, I've been just living in the military campuses, garrisons, and all. So I mean to say, astrology works pinpointedly, very beautifully. And friends, sadhana by the 12th house ruling planet. So by the planetary lord, friends. So if it is the sun, Surya Namaskar at the sunrise, Aditya Hridayam, Gayatri Mantra Japa. If it is moon, night meditation, dream journaling, Om Namah Shivaya, and the Monday fasting. If it is Mars, Hanuman Chalisa, physical tapasya, channeling energy into seva. If it is Mercury, Vishnu Sahasranam, spiritual journaling, Mon, like silence practice. If it is Jupiter, Guru Mantra, Vishnu Dattatreya worship, and the Tirth Yatra pilgrimages and the Vedant study. If it is Venus, so Devi Lakshmi Mantra without attachment to result, Shri Suktam. And if it is Saturn, friends, seva, like service to the poor and elderly people. Saturday fasting, Shiva worship, patient, like very calm state of meditation. If it is Rahu, Durga mantra, grounding practice, structured meditation, building that Vivek. And if it is Ketu, Lord Ganesh and the Ketu mantra, Bij mantra, silent meditation and direct Atma Vichar. Soul, we call it Atma Manthan, right? So soul level, assessment. Now, friends, the general 12th house remedial practices, which we generally recommend. So, there's a Hindi word for this we call as the Gupta Dan, silent Dan. So, charity given quietly, directed at hospitals, ashrams, or the blind people. 12th house rules the left eye. So, transform your Vyai, your expense, into punya, into good merit. Japa before sleep, a mantra as the last conscious act of the day. Since the 12th rules Nidra, carried into subtler states of mind. So that is the reason many people say that whatever the last thought you have had before going to bed, before sleeping, the last chant, the last mantra, the last thought, that reverberates deep in the higher ends or in your subconsciousness. Seva away from the home, feeding or serving in a foreign or unfamiliar place. The 12th blends foreign lands and charity into one potent act. And friends, a Pitra Tarpan, ancestral offering to resolve Pitra Rina, often tied to the afflictions of the 12th house. So, friends, the ultimate synthesis is that over here, that reading a chart's 12th lord in full spectrum. First is looking at its dignity. Sign placement of the 12th lord, it's exalted, own sign, debilitated, friendly, or inimical. Look at its house placement. Which life area absorbs the hidden energy where it settles and drains toward? Then comes the aspect, like especially from Jupiter, which can elevate, Saturn, which can discipline, and Rahu and Ketu, which can intensify. Um, in case of the aspect, friends, Jupiter still has aspect, Saturn has aspect. For Rahu Ketu, conjunction will matter more. I don't take Rahu Ketu's aspect. Nakshatra placement. So its ruling deity and Gana refine the flavor of the foreign fortune or spiritual pull. Again, friends, because nakshatra also has got a temperament, right? Is the nakshatra Ugra, Triv, Tikshan, it's cruel, it's fierce, it's friendly. That also give you indication regarding the sadhanas native will be driven towards, or the kind of charity native wants to do, or the kind of fate will be waiting for the native in the unknown isolated places. Dasha timing, friends. So 12th Lord's Mahadasha, Antardasha is the time when relocation or sadhana tends to manifest. So, friends, what looks like loss from the first house point of view, from the soul's point of view, the view or the very currency by which liberation is purchased comes from the 12th house. So, yes, friends, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. Thanks a lot for watching this video.